I might turn the heat off. It's a little bit noisy. Just leave one heater going. How's everybody doing? Welcome to Chair Yoga. I think I will expose my toes. I hope everybody had a great Thursday. Another beautiful day. Certainly nothing to complain about with the temperatures we're having, that's for sure. I see a lot of people out and about. There we go, that's better. So just waiting for a few minutes for people to come on or catch the notification for the video. Yeah, spring has sprung. I see lots of people posting pictures of their flowers that are popping up in their garden. And I haven't started my yard work, but it sure wants to be started. Anyway, hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome to Chair Yoga. So, Chair Yoga really for me gives people the ability to stretch and move, create flexibility and even balance without having to get down onto the floor. I'm not saying that you can't, but it is challenging sometimes to get back up as we age. Everything ages, right? Our knees, our shoulders, our hips. So the chair is, to me, one of the best props. The wall is still my favorite prop, but the chair is definitely the second best prop. Gives more people the opportunity to experience yoga. All right, so sitting on the edge of your chair, so we'll have a little bit of a space between you and the back of the chair. And the reason that we do that is to provide maximum benefit for the movements that we're going to do. Ideally, we want a 90-degree fold, not always possible, but that's okay. Let's bring our heels underneath of our knees. We've got a pelvic tilt engaged. We're lifting long in the torso. The shoulders are dropped down. The jaw is unclenched. Softening the face muscles, softening the brow. We're going to just take a little bit of space between the feet and the knees. So we're going to move while we breathe, and I hope I get this right. I really should maybe reach out to Lisa and just have her show it to me one more time just to make sure that I'm doing it correctly, but we're going to move while we breathe. So let's bring our hands together in front of the body. So the movements are, the breath is kind of with the movement. So it's an inhalation. Exhale, we bring our hands back down and around to the chest. Take another breath in. On the exhalation, we're going to come to the floor. We're going to take an extra breath while we're forward. We're going to inhale and lift, and our shoulders come to our ears, I think. Then we drop that down. Exhale, push the energy forward. Breathe in and bring it back to the body. Maybe the shoulders are at the end. I can't really remember, but let's move together and breathe together. So I want you to just give yourself a couple really deep breaths just to get the lungs ready to move more dynamically. So breathing in through the nose. Now the lungs are ready to fully take the breath in. Hands come together in front of the body. The body is softened. We still have that pelvic tilt engaged. Breathe in, the hands come above the head. When you're ready to exhale, we're going to bring them back down and around to the body. Breathe in here. Exhale, we're going to come forward. So you're taking your hands towards the floor. Go ahead and fold yourself all the way to the floor if your body's willing to do that. Take an extra breath while you're down here. And then when you're ready to inhale again, coming to the center, we're going to lift our shoulders. Drop that down. Take a breath here. On the exhalation, pushing that energy into the room. Breathe in, pull it back up. So here we go. Let's move together. Breathing in your own time. Extra breath while we're forward. Breathe in and lift. Shoulders to the ears. Exhale, drop it down. Take a breath in. Exhale, pushing that energy into the room. Breathe in and bring it back to the body. And I'm not sure, but maybe the shoulders. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I'm so sorry. This actually came from Tabitha and was taught to me via Lisa after she learned it from Tabitha. So I'm third hand here. Here we go. We're going to do it again. Taking the hands together. Can you feel already just that round, just creating the heat. Breathe in and lift. Exhale, come on back down and around. Take a breath in. Exhale, you're moving forward, taking an extra breath while you're in that forward position. Drop your hips back, relax your jaw. Breathe in and elevate. Push that energy forward as you exhale. Breathe in, coming back, shoulders towards the ears. Drop that down, just pausing for a moment. And we're going to go again, starting to bring some gentle movement into the body and some breath, some oxygen, which is helping to calm down the excessive thinking. Here we go. Extra breath. Breathe in. Exhale, pushing forward. Breathe in, shoulders to the ears. Exhale, drop it down. One more time, here we go. Breathe in and lift. Exhale, pushing forward. Breathe in, back to the body, shoulders to the ears. Drop that down. Take your hands onto your thighs. Bring your feet and your knees towards each other. Create that pelvic tilt, keeping your hands to your thighs. Bringing the torso forward, keeping that alignment in the spine. Reach it in one direction. Keep the stability in your legs, right? Don't have them kind of flying. Keep that stability there. Reaching out to one side, reaching towards the back of the chair. You can feel that abdominal muscles are kicking in. Slowly, slowly rolling the torso. Really take your time and keep your breath moving with you. Your breath really is your best ally. It lifts your energy, decreases the excessive thinking, takes you out of a state of fight or flight, helps you to oxygenate all your cells and tissues. Nice and slow. Take your time, slow it down. Really feel that hip dropping down when you come forward and reaching out to the side. The opposite hip is dropping back, getting the maximum benefit of the movement. We're going to change direction, so whenever you're ready, just pausing and shifting and moving the other way. Keep that breath going, and please soften your jaw. I can feel you starting to tense your jaw. Let it relax. Let it go. Let it go. Nice and slow. And we're going to make our way back to a seated position, lifting long pelvic tilt. Drop the shoulders. Let your jaw relax. Let your brow soften. We're going to take our attention down to our feet. And I just want you to lift up your toes. Just have your heels kind of pressing into the room. If you do get cramping in your feet or your calves, just soften your toes a little bit and drop the front of the foot, lift the heel. So really feel that heel lifting. Really give that some elevation. We're going to try and keep our knees above our heels, and we're just going to move back and forth. So I want you to move slowly. Slowness is the key. We hurry, hurry, hurry. In yoga, we want to slow things down, giving the body an opportunity to feel. Right? We get moving so quickly, we don't always feel what's happening. We're going to let that movement go. Just keeping that or maintaining that length in the back of the body, that pelvic tilt. We're going to use these abdominal muscles to help lift one foot or one knee. So keep your foot in a flex position. My torso is not moving. If you're slouching back, you're kind of going to lose that muscle. So you're just lifting the knee nice and slow. You're going to take it down. If you need extra support, just holding the side of the chair. Breathe in as you elevate one leg. Keep your foot flexed. Drop it down on the exhalation. So you're feeling this in the hips. You're going to feel this in the knees. Maybe even the back of the body. The abdominal muscles are becoming active and helping to support this movement. And the breath is contributing by maintaining your strength. We're going to add to this. So we're going to make it a little bit more challenging. So you're going to lift your knee, and then I want you to just take your heel and stretch it towards the floor. So I'm keeping my leg low. I don't have it elevated. But if you feel like you need more work, you go ahead. Lifting that knee and dropping it back to the floor. Keep your foot in a flex position, lifting the knee. The heel stretches towards the floor or forward, depending on what you need. Lifting it back and drop it down. Keeping the torso nice and long and sturdy. The strength is in the opposite leg and in the abdominal muscles. And of course your breath is definitely contributing to that strengthening. Lifting, lengthening, stretch it as deeply as you can. Lift that knee back towards the torso, drop it down. Opposite side, lifting the knee, that foot stays flexed. The heel stretches to the room. I feel like a sneeze is coming on. My allergies have been brutal for the last few days. Dropping that down, just letting that pause, just noticing how your hips are feeling, how your body's feeling. We're going to take our heels back underneath our knees. Hands are on the thighs. Take your shoulder up towards your ears and roll it forward. Then you're going to fold the body forward. So it doesn't have to be a big movement, but take it as deeply as your body is willing to move. And, you know, it depends on the length of your torso, the cushion that you're carrying in your torso, even the size of your front. I don't know. I don't want to say breast, but we're going to lift that up and roll it back down. Recreate that structure in the body. The opposite shoulder comes up towards the ear. Then we're rolling it shoulder. We're rolling it forward. Then the body is moving forward. Drop that hip back to the chair to maximize the stretch. And of course, you want to breathe. That breath is really key to help aid in the lengthening and the support of the muscles, even the bones and our structure. Roll it back and down. The opposite shoulder lifts up, roll it forward, and then we're going to bring our torso forward. Dropping the hip down. Tension is out of the brow. Breathe. I can hear your breath moving while you're here. Your breath is your best ally. It is your support. It's your balance. It's your energy. It's your calmness. It's your ability to focus. We're lifting the opposite shoulder, rolling it forward, and then taking the torso forward, dropping the hips back to the chair. Jaw is relaxed. There's no tension there. And of course, you guessed it, we are breathing deeply. Opening up the upper back, the shoulder, even that lower back is getting a stretch. Lifting up and out, roll the shoulder back. We're going to take our legs forward. So just lengthening your legs forward. My legs are straight, but please soften your knees if you need to. And as we move into this, you might have to soften the knees. You should always be kind to your knees. They have a lot to carry. So we've got this structure in the upper body. Our legs are forward. Pelvic tilt is engaged. Hands are coming to the thighs. We're going to take our body forward. So please be cautious. Do not come off the edge of that chair. And as I'm coming forward, I'm softening my knees. I'm going to keep my elbows tucked in beside my body. I'm going to take one hand and reach it down towards my lower leg. Okay, so just taking it as deeply as you can. Once you're there, if you still need more, if you just drop that elbow towards that knee or towards the lower leg, that will deepen that stretch for you. And there'll be lots of you that are down towards that foot and beyond. Go to where your body feels the most confident and comfortable without any adverse reaction. There's no pain in yoga. We don't want pain. We want our bodies to feel good. I feel good. Okay, we're going to bring that hand back, recreate that alignment, dropping the hips back, pelvic tilt here. We're going to take the opposite arm forward, lengthening it down as deeply as we can. The elbow comes towards that lower leg. Breathe. Feel that openness in the upper back and the shoulders, maybe even a little bit in the neck. And if you have those hips dropping back, you'll feel that in the lower part of the body as well. And if you're breathing deeply, it is absolutely assisting the benefit, or helping the body, the mind, the spirit even. Woo! We're going to draw that hand back. We're going to take both arms down. So really be mindful of the knees and coming off the edge of the chair. Once you have your hands forward, dropping the hips back, lengthening the arms forward as far as you can. You should be looking towards your feet, elbows towards the body if you need more. Just that tiny little movement deepens that stretch enough that you can really feel the depth of it. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Looking towards your toes. That's how you know that your head and your neck are in alignment with the spine. When we have our chin forward, we kind of lose the alignment. So we want to keep that alignment in the back of the body. Pushing into the feet, we're going to lift ourselves. Take your shoulders right up towards your ears. Roll that back and drop it down. We're going to keep our legs forward for a minute. Taking one hand onto one thigh. The opposite arm is going to come up beside the ear. I want you to lengthen here. Take a deep breath. And then what you're going to do is turn to look in the direction of that arm. And the arm is going to drop back down and land on top of the chair. So we're using this hand on the thigh to help support that twist. Take your shoulder down away from your ear. It doesn't belong there. Looking out to the side and breathing. Just a gentle twist. Twists are really good for your belly. They're good for your heart. They're good for your spine. They're good for your digestion. We're going to lift that arm, bring it up beside the ear. It's going to come forward and land on that thigh. So just notice the difference between the right and the left side before we change sides. So we've got our hands to our thighs, pelvic tilt, nice and long, jaws relaxed. You're breathing. Here we go. Breathe in. Bring that arm up beside the ear. Lengthen here first. We start to twist the body as we lower that arm back down and let it land on the top of the chair. I'm using this opposite hand, applying a little bit of pressure, not a lot, to help support the twist. Always soften your knees if you need to. Shoulders down and breathe. Let that oxygen come in. Your body needs it, craves it, loves it. Elevation, so lifting that arm, it's coming forward to land on the thigh. Just take both shoulders to your ears for a moment, roll that back and drop it down, hands to the thigh. Breathe in, bring that arm beside the ear. That structure is still in the body. We're starting to twist. That arm is going to drop down, and so is the shoulder. And you're going to turn to look out to the side. If you need deeper, you're turning to look towards your hand or towards the back of the chair. As long as there's no adverse reaction, pay attention to your thoracic area. If you feel biting in there, you need to back out a little bit. And you're breathing. We're going to elevate, lifting that arm. We're going to bring it forward. Landing on that thigh, both shoulders are relaxed, recreating structure. Breathe in, lifting that arm, we're starting to twist. Drop it down, using that hand to help support. Breathe, and if you need to deepen, you can turn to look towards that shoulder. The opposite shoulder is softened. Let it relax away from the ear. Our shoulders don't belong up beside our ears. They need to release, right? We hold tension and then we create tension. And when we create that tension, we hold tension. We create more tension and we hold more. So we consciously are asking that to release. That arm is going to come up beside the ear and bringing it forward. Just lifting your toes so that your knees soften, holding that for a moment. Bring the heels back underneath of the knees. We're going to take some space between our feet and our knees. Bringing the elbows onto the thighs. Fingertips are coming together in front of the body, and just drop your hips back to the chair, creating that pelvic tilt. We're going to take one hand and just bring it down in between your feet. So you can bring your fingertips all the way to the floor. If you have lots of flexibility, you go ahead and bring your palm to the floor. Take it as far as you comfortably can without any adverse reaction, please. No adversity. Breathing, breathing. This is our opportunity to escape pain and escape adversity, escape excessive thinking or worry, right? Worry serves no purpose. I'm sure if you thought about some of the things that you've worried about in the past, that they amounted to nothing to be worried about. We're going to take that hand and just reach it between the legs and reach it underneath the chair. So reaching back behind the body, opening up that shoulder, really feeling it pulling away from the ears. Take your breath. Let your breath be with you. We're going to move again. So we're going to elevate that arm. I want you to take it to the height of your shoulder and stretch your fingers forward. Stretch that arm. Stretch the shoulder. Feel that lengthening into the room. The hips are still dropping back to the chair. And then we're going to shift and just take it to the side. So you're just going to reach out to the side. Breathe while you're there. I just got to turn the heat off. I am having a little hot flash over here. This room is a little bit chilly. The studio was originally a garage, so it still has a chill. We're going to bring that arm back in front of the body and retract it back onto the thigh. Just pausing for a moment, fingertips together. Just pausing here, recreating structure. So we've got a pelvic tilt engaged, lengthen the spine. We're going to take that opposite hand, bring it down in between the feet. So you can bring your fingertips to the floor, and even if you can't, wherever you are is where your body needs to be. If you want to deepen, the palm comes down. Take it to where you feel comfortable. Maybe it's just hanging in between your lower legs. Wherever you are is where your body needs to be. Please encourage that breath to come in. Encourage softness in the jaw and in the brow. Woo! Feeling good. We're going to take that hand and just reach it underneath the chair, opening up the shoulder, stretching it back. Take that tension out of your jaw. I can feel you clenching your teeth together. Just let that soften. Throughout the day, consciously trying to soften your jaw and create space between your teeth to let that relax. Breathe in. We're going to elevate the arm. It's going to come to the height of the shoulder, maybe a little bit less if you have shoulder issues. Always work with your body. Please don't work against your body. Work with your body in everything that you do. Lengthening that arm forward, stretching nice and long. The hips are dropping back. And we're going to reach it over to the side. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Your breath is so important. You know, if you can take just a few moments in the morning and just do some conscious breathing, you set yourself up for calmness, for a successful day in peace. Coming back, we're going to retract that back. That's why people feel so calm after a cigarette. It's not necessarily the cigarette that is causing the calmness. It's the deep breathing, right? 3 minutes of deep breathing. Okay, so here we go. We're still in this forward position. We're going to take our hand down in between our feet, in between our legs. Pelvic tilt is engaged. Take a deep breath. This time we're going to lift that arm, stretch it towards the ceiling, lengthening. Create some space between the opposite shoulder and ear, and that hip is still dropping to the chair. Lengthen, open up the side of the body. We're going to drop that arm across the ear as long as your body's okay with it. If it's not, then bring it back into that more neutral position. Take some deep breaths here. Woo! Producing some energy, kids. We're feeling good. You feel great, actually. I feel healthy. I feel well. I feel great. That's one of my affirmations that prevents me from getting ill. I feel healthy. I feel well. I feel so good. We're going to bring that elbow back onto the thigh. Say it with me, kids. I feel great. I feel so healthy. Okay, we're going to take that opposite arm, stretch it forward, straight out from the shoulder, taking a deep breath here. And we're going to lift, lengthening that arm towards the ceiling. Drop the hips down. Create some space between the opposite shoulder and ear. Breathe. I feel so good. I feel healthy. I feel well. If that shoulder's cooperating with you, you can bring the arm towards the ear. If it's not, bring it back to a neutral position. But continue to breathe and continue to create space between your teeth. Your teeth don't mash together unless you're eating or chewing gum. Let them have some space otherwise. Come on down. That arm comes forward. Elbow comes back to the thigh. We're going to take our fingertips together and want you to round your spine. So we're going to take our chin and bring it towards our chest. Rounding the back of the body, arching the shoulders. Oh, that feels so good. Really take some deep breaths here, creating space between the vertebrae. We're going to come out, we're going to lengthen the spine, and we're going to go in the opposite direction. So your hips are lifting and your chin is elevated. So we're stretching out the front of the body. Take some breath here. Oh, that feels so good. Come on into the center. Taking a deep breath here. And as you exhale, we're going to round the spine, rounding in the opposite direction, feeling a little bit of length in the arms. The chin is traveling to the chest while the back of the body rounds or creates space. Breathe into that center position. From here, just taking your hands to your thighs, lifting yourself back up to a seated position, taking your feet back underneath of your knees. Just lift your toes and give them a little wiggle. Give your fingers a little wiggle. Take your arms beside your body, give them a little shake. Let's move up to a standing position. So we're going to come to the side of the chair. So you're going to stand about the length of your foot away from the chair. So you just measure with your foot, standing with your self at the side of the chair. Give yourself a little shimmy. So what we're going to do is just take one foot and cross it over the other, trying not to knock the chair. So this foot is going to land where it feels good for you. Ideally, that foot is tucked up against the other. If your thighs won't let that happen, that's okay. Just bring some space. Find that spot where it feels good for you. So we're on a little bit of an angle. We're going to just reduce that angle by taking our hips forward. Actively, my thighs are squeezing together. And you can Kegel here if you want to. Turning that palm away from the body, breathe in and bring that arm up beside the ear. I want you to lift here. So lengthening, stretching up before we come over. We're using the opposite hand for support on the chair. We're going to open up the side of the body. You're going to take it as deeply as you comfortably can. Trying not to push the hips out too far. They are going to shift, but we don't want to push them too far. We want to kind of keep that stability or that foundation in the center. Breathe, open up that space. Oh my gosh, it feels so good. Your body loves it. Your body loves it. That arm is getting a good stretch. Fingers are nice and long. That wrist joint is straight, right? It's not crooked. We're keeping that straight. That arm across the ear. We're going to breathe in to lift out. Breathe in. Coming back to that standing, lifting first. Then take the arm back down beside the body. Unfold that foot. And just walk from foot to foot for a moment. Notice the difference between the right and the left side of the body. And we're going to do that again. So, measuring the length of our foot, crossing over, bring your body somewhat forward, pelvic tilt is engaged, the shoulders are down, your jaw, it's relaxed. Turning your palm away from the body, breathe in, lifting, lengthening, stretching upward, and then leaning into this opposite hand, opening up the side of the body. Take some deep breaths here. This opposite ear is away from the shoulder. No tension in the brow. Let your jaw relax. Yes, I know I say these things a million times, but every time I say it, you've stopped breathing or you're clenching your jaw. You're not bad and you're not wrong. It's just habitual. Breathe in. We're lifting back to standing, lengthening. We're going to take that arm down beside the body. Doesn't that feel good? Unfold that. We're going to walk ourselves to the other side of the chair so we can balance the body out and feel that same freedom on the other side. So measuring the length of your foot, structure, that foot crosses over the other foot, You feel your body twist. We're going to bring it forward. So you're kind of facing forward. Feel those thighs pounding in towards each other, right? Building strength. You can Kegel at the same time if you need to. That hand is supported by the chair. Turning the palm out. Breathe in and lift. Lengthen here. Stretch it up. Really lifting. Nice and long. The opposite shoulder is dropping down. Breathe in. Exhale, we're going to take it to the side. So ideally, that arm is sticking with the ear. If your shoulder doesn't like that, then back it out. Find that sweet spot. Maybe it's not even elevated. Maybe it's coming across the front of the body. Find that spot where your shoulder is willing to work with you. The opposite shoulder is, you guessed it, away from the opposite ear. Breathe here. Feel that stability with your feet grounded into the floor. Oh, it feels so good. You feel good. You feel great. Your body is loving you right now. And in turn, you should love your body. Lifting back up to standing, lengthening that arm. Take it down, take it down, take it down. Release that foot. Give yourself a little walk side to side. Nothing major, just bringing things back into alignment. We're going to lengthen or measure ourselves from the chair. That leg crosses over. We bring the body forward. We create structure by engaging a pelvic tilt and lifting long. Dropping the chin and pulling it back creates length in the neck. Using the chair for support. Turning that palm away from the body. Breathe in. Lifting, lifting, lengthening, stretching forward. The opposite shoulder's dropping down. You're breathing. Really feel your breath helping you. Deep breath here. Exhale. We're going to fold. So if you need more, if you have lots of flexibility, you can take your hand and bring it to the seat of the chair. It depends on where you're at. Really trust your body, though, and what it can and cannot do. And be kind to it. Please don't push. Please be kind. Be nice to your body. And in turn, your body will be nice to you. Big breaths. We're going to lift. So lengthening out, stretching up first. Take that arm and reach it out to the side as deeply as you can. Comes down beside the body. Just walking that out. And we're going to take ourselves back onto the chair. So when you come onto the chair, bring your hips all the way to the back of the chair. Lean the back of the body into the chair. And we're going to stretch our legs forward. Give your toes a little wiggle. We're going to roll our ankles. And let's roll that the other way. And then with your legs still forward, leaning into the chair, stretch your arms to the side. So it depends on where you need the stretch, where your arms are. Might be up beside your ear or at the height of your shoulder. Maybe they're down beside your waist. Find that sweet spot. Give yourself a couple deep breaths. Coming forward. When you bring your arms forward, wrap them around, just hooking onto your arms or your shoulders, walking them together. Just give yourself a little squeeze, give yourself a little bit of loving. Like this is our hugs now, right? I know we're all missing that connection and those hugs. Releasing that, open it up, bring your arms beside your body. Just give your shoulders a little roll. And let's roll that the other way. Letting that movement go, we're going to take our hand and just bring it up onto our shoulder. I want you to let your elbow rest to your body for a moment. Then we're going to lift that elbow. So it's coming up to the height of the shoulder. Then you're going to move it forward. So it's not a huge movement, but just bringing it forward, opening up the upper back, the shoulder. So we're going to drop our chin to our chest. So bring your head and just kind of bury it in your arms here. Take some deep breaths here. Woo! Oh, exhale, let it go. Lifting the head, we're going to drop the elbow down. Release that arm. Just give your shoulders a little roll. And we're going to roll it the other way. Let that movement go. Take that tension out of your jaw. You don't need it. We're going to bring the opposite hand onto the opposite shoulder. The elbow comes to the body first. Then we're going to lift. It's coming to the height of the shoulder. Then we're going to project that forward. Bring it forward. Opening up the upper back and the shoulders. We're going to bring our chin down towards our chest, just to maximize this stretch, really giving the upper body, the neck, the shoulders, the upper back an opportunity to open and expand, stretching those muscles, which help to reduce tension, strain, tightness. And breathe. Woo! You feel so good. Lifting your head. We're going to drop that elbow down. Release that arm. Give your shoulders a little roll. Let's roll it the other way. Woo! Let that go. Give your arms a little shake. We're going to take our attention to our head and our neck, and I want you to just turn to look over your shoulder. So just nice and slow, reaching your chin in one direction. The shoulders are relaxed. There's no tension there. Breathe. Give yourself a couple deep breaths here. Come to the center. Drop your chin to your chest just to realign the vertebrae. Lifting the head, turning to look in the opposite direction. Both shoulders are relaxed. Coming forward, the chin comes down towards the chest. Deep breath. And then just lifting your head into that neutral position, just rolling out your shoulders again. And then we're going to roll that the other way. Oh, let that go. So just adjusting into a position of comfort, whatever that looks like for you. If we were in the studio way back when we had Thursday night chair yoga, this is when my mom would move into a big comfy chair and really let herself relax. Mary has a beautiful ability to drop into meditation quickly. So get comfy, and when you do, relax your shoulders, unclench your jaw, take any tension out of your brow. I'm encouraging you to bring your awareness to your breathing if you feel inclined, laying your hands on your body, one hand on your belly and one hand over your heart. As you draw that breath in, the lower hand is kind of coming forward, and then we lift the breath into the upper hand. And as you exhale, that upper hand will soften and that belly button will pull back towards the spine. Every time you draw that breath in or exhale, you're trying to lengthen the breath, creating that slowness. Just encouraging you to give yourself about 3 more of these really expansive breaths. And after that last deep exhalation, just encouraging you to notice how you're feeling. Hopefully you're feeling some dullness in the mind, a little boost of energy. You know, affirmations we know work, right? When we worry, that affirmation takes us into a downward spiral. So we want to turn that upside down and produce positive affirmation. I am well. I'm healthy. I feel good. My cells and my tissues, my organs, my systems are all functioning well and working with me. I feel healthy. I feel well. I feel good. Today is a really good day. Today is a great day. You are feeling well. You are feeling at ease. Let that calmness fall over your body, your mind, your spirit. Be in your own energy. When we can bring ourselves back to our own energy, we are less affected by the judgment of others, less affected by our environment. keeping ourselves in that peaceful and calm state. So I encourage you to do that. Just inviting you to bring your hands together in front of your body. Thank you so much for joining me for chair yoga. And please, if you can, like my page, Spirit Lounge, I would really appreciate it. It will give you notification for live yoga. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a lovely evening. Thank you. Namaste. Good night, kids.